Hello and welcome. I'm Lou and I'm going to guide you through this next 45-minute easy, gentle flow. Now we are going to be stretching a little bit. We're going to be activating some muscles as well, some core work, and maybe some juicy little movements along the way. Now, depending on how you feel today, some of these movements are really quite great in that they have some great variable options for you. So if you want to just do a light little stretch, something light, it's totally great. If you wanted to amp it up a little bit and go a little bit juicy, that's also great, and some of them can be downright spicy if you want to take them there. So a little light, a little medium, and a little spicy if you want to go there. Now to get started, we're going to get started in a child's pose today. So first off, let's just bring our knees nice and wide. We're going to bring our big toes to touch behind us, and then I'm going to sit back as far as I can. Now, this right knee has some compression issues, so I can't bring the heel to touch the bum, but maybe you can. If you can't, just sink all the way back. And once you're there, keep your hips back. Start to reach the arms forward. Lower the chest to the floor, close your eyes, soften the forehead down, and just sink deep, deep, deep into this nice stretch. Child's pose position to start. And once you land in that nice deep position, just connect into our breathing to start. Breathe in through your nose. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. Hold it when you get to the top when the lungs are full, and open your mouth with a slight and long exhale to follow. A few moments of just deep breathing, connecting with more of a manual control of our breath. We're going to take it off automatic pilot and go into some manual breathing control. Breathe in through your nose. In your mind's eye, you're taking it deep down through your spine, all the way down into your belly, which will engage your diaphragmatic breathing. So diaphragmatic nasal breathing, the optimum way to breathe, is what we're trying to tap into for just a moment or two when we get started. Nice big breath in. Nice big breath out. Try and really soften through the hip creases, maybe even the groin space if you feel some tightness. Let the glute space just soften, get close to the heels as much as you can, reach those arms forward. Now you're going to lift your chest up slightly. Move the arms over to the right side, maybe even off the yoga mat a little bit. Cross the left arm over the right. Sink back down. Pull your left hip back as you reach those left fingers away more to the right side. So we're stretching out just the left side of the rib cage here, bringing some separation between the lower ribs and the pelvic crest. Again, still deep breathing in through the nose. And then in and out through your nose or mouth, whichever you prefer when you exhale, but in through the nose, out through the mouth organs. Okay, chest comes up, and let's go to the other side. I'm going to reach, this time the right arm over, pull that right hip back, and let's get some length onto the right side. And right back to deep breathing. Stay here for another 30 seconds or so. Just really stretch this out. And then come up and come back through center. Bring the hands forward, arms forward. Now you're going to shift your weight forward. Take the toes in line with your heels. Roll your shoulders back and then press the hips forward. Lift your head up. Let's take a look up. Nice big breath here. And we're trying not to dump into our lower back so your abdominal muscles are still on here. And then you sink back. This time keep the elbows off the floor, really stretch it out. One more. Inhale, on up. Keep those abs on. Look up, nice big breath. And come on back. One more forward.
a neutral position. Bring the arms in so the wrists are underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. Tabletop position. We're going to point our toes. Let's just do some slow circles in one direction. Look down into the floor. Imagine you're doing circles with your chest onto the floor. It's a big, wide, sweeping half-speed circle. Slow it down, and we'll switch it and go to the other side, other direction. Okay, now we're going to come back to a neutral position, and what I'm going to do now is just turn my head in every which way direction, but head isolation only. So at first, let's look up to the right side. Turn your head to the right, look up to the ceiling. You can keep your eyes closed here. Then look down and go to the left. Now you're going to come back to center. Lift your head up as high as you can go. And then look down, tuck your chin into your chest as far as you can go. Look up one more time, just straight up. And now come through neutral position. Okay, let's drop the belly a little closer to the floor. Think about arching your back. You want to exaggerate that arch in the lower back. Take a nice big inhale, and when you exhale, draw your abdominal muscles in, tuck your tailbone under for a pelvic tuck. This is a posterior pelvic tuck. Anterior is when you release it and move forward. So I'm not doing any other movement, but isolating the pelvis in a pelvic tilt type fashion. So try a few of these nice and slow. And we're going to put those two movements together in a cat-cow. So if you're familiar with cat-cow, go ahead and go right into it. If you're not, just have a quick look at me. What I'm going to do here is lift the head up, drop the belly down, and move the head first. Chin tucks. Then you press all the way to move through your shoulder blades, rounding through your back, and then finally tuck your tailbone under, landing into that angry cat shape. Then you release the tailbone, work your way all the way through the spine, mid-back, through shoulder blades, and then head is very last to come up. So let's just cycle through. Think of a serpentine, snake-like movement. Close your eyes. Work with your breath. When you're moving into that angry cat position, you are exhaling, and when you move into cow, you are inhaling. Super good for pelvic health to be able to isolate this entire movement, especially through the pelvic area. Nice stuff. Okay, back to center position. Okay, we're going to stretch a little bit of the side legs now and also shoulders at the same time. What you're going to do is take the right knee forward, left knee back, and tuck your thighs together. Take your feet off to the side. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this. You're flexing your feet. And then you're going to sit back as far as you can. This is cow face in yoga. Now the intention of this position here, you may have to play with it a little bit, but you want to feel this right here. So move your body around in such a way that you are feeling it right in and around this general space here, okay? The feet are flexed. There's a flexion to the feet. That's it, really good. Hug your thighs together like you're holding your pee. So it's a very strong internal contraction. Now we can hold here, or how about the right arm up and behind, the left arm up and behind in the other direction. Try and bring your hands together. This is full cow face position. Notice if the weight of the arms is pressing against your body and pushing you forward. Try and sit up a bit straighter. And if you can't bring your hands together, I've got a skipping rope that I'm going to use. You can use a towel. You can use the strap that the yoga mat comes wrapped up in. Bring your arms together as far as you can, or the hands together as soon as you can, and then maybe floss a little bit up and down.
So a little flossing movement. Try and bring your hands as close as you can. And now we're going to stop the flossing movement, but lean forward. Yeah, think about contracting the abdominal muscles. Sit back. Come on up. Okay, drop that. You're going to release that. Shift weight forward. Uncross your legs. Let's cow face other side. Left leg forward, right leg back. Bring your knees together. Lock your thighs together and then take your lower legs off to the side, out. Flex both feet and then find your way into a position where you again feel it right there. Try and sink deep into a seated position, and this time the opposite arm. Left arm goes up, right arm goes behind you, and you're going to try to interlace your fingers together. And if you can't, you're going to use a towel, a skipping rope, or whatever is handy. Left arm up. Try and keep the left elbow pressing up against the ceiling. And we'll just get mine here. There we go. And then we try and floss. A little bit of arm flossing, up and down. And then I'm going to lean over. This is really challenging for me on one side, so I'm going to even release my arms. You can certainly have the option of doing that. So full cow face or just half. I'm going to lean forward. And this is a really good IT band stretch, especially if you're a runner. It's really good for you. I encourage you to do it. This is one of the better stretching poses to do before running, and typically I would encourage you to do about 2 minutes per side, 2 to 3 times. We're moving IT bands around a little bit, and IT bands typically will not stretch. So it's more at the insertion points that we're creating some space. Nice job. Come out of the position, let the blood flow go into that space. You should feel it quite a bit. Back into a neutral tabletop position, and let's just move that good stuff around. Other direction. Come back to neutral position. Okay, this time I'm going to just lift the right knee off the floor. I'm going to move the leg around a little bit, make some circles. You're going to take the right knee off to the side, butterfly leg position. Send the leg back and behind you. Bring the knee forward. Do some circles. Pick one direction. Try and take the leg to the side and fairly high to the side as well. And you're trying to do a circle with the knee. And then we're going to go in the other direction. So the leg goes back, out, forward, and try to really isolate the leg. Notice whether any other body parts are tensing up or kicking in. Last one, and we switch and do the other side. Left leg butterfly out, send it back, circle it through. So we'll do about 4 or 5 times on both sides. 2 more here. Try and make it a big, sweeping, exaggerated circle. You want to feel those muscles tensing up. Okay, this time I'm going to go back, off to the side, back, side, front, and about 5 circles in this other direction. And that's the last one. Take a quick break. Okay, sit up and take the weight off of the wrist. Now, if your wrists, we're spending a bit of time here in this tabletop position. If the wrists ever get sore in this extension type position,
Even though we're in extension, think about doing this, flexion. So even though your hands are down here, you're actually pressing down to create a little bit of lightness into the palm of the hand. Okay, it's time. The right leg lifts. Now, if you notice my foot is flexed, I'm not pointing the toes, I'm flexing because what I want to do is in my mind's eye, I'm going to kick up and try and move a ceiling tile out of the way. So I'm going to press that ceiling tile out of the way, and then I'm going to tuck knee to nose. And again, kick up, maybe even look up. So this is a cat-cow, bit of a crunch with a donkey kick. And it's that last lift when the glutes really engage. We'll do these, create some core activation and the big glute muscles. Sync that up as you look up, knee to nose. Now let's lift the leg up as high as we can, that donkey kick. Think about pushing that ceiling tile up, and then let's pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Squeeze your bum and pulse, 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 pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and good stuff. Okay, we switch. Left leg goes up. Let's just keep lifting. We want to bypass the hamstrings. Go right into the glutes. Now look up, take a nice deep breath in. And when you exhale, tuck. And then kick on the inhale. And look up and tuck. Exhale when knee comes to nose. Inhale when heel goes to ceiling. And there we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your heel to the ceiling. Engage that glute on that one side. Let's pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And come to neutral position. Okay, good stuff. We're going to take the knees back a little bit, hands forward a little bit. You're going to cross one heel over the other, it doesn't matter which one. We're going to do a modified push-up here, so I'm going to shift my body weight forward, bending at the elbows, bring the chest down, press back up, and then repeat. Modified push-up. Five more. Try and keep the elbows tucked close to your body so it's a tricep, chaturanga push-up. 2 more for me. And then this last one, I'm going to come down to the floor, straighten the legs out, just arrange my body here on the yoga mat so I'm fully onto the mat. Point your toes this time, bring the arms to the side, hands are in this position just out to the side with the elbows up. And then a very slight pressure into the hands, lift the chest away from the floor. You're going to take a nice big breath in, and on the exhale, I'm going to bring the chest down, but roll the right shoulder forward, look up past the left shoulder onto the ceiling, and stretch out that right shoulder. Up, big inhale, and we switch, come down, but press the left shoulder forward, look up to the ceiling on the right side. Inhale back to neutral center position, switch again, right side, chest down, right shoulder forward, look up on the left side. Inhale into the center, and we're going to switch to the left side one more time. Really press that shoulder in. That's a juicy stretch here. This can be juicy, of course. Can be light. May not want to do spicy on this one. And then come up again to neutral position. Okay, again, this time what I'm going to do is take arms out to 90 degrees so they're in T-shape here. And I'm going to roll onto my right side. Bring the left leg behind you. And you can bring the left arm behind you if you like. You can rest your head to the floor. You can keep your head up, which is what I typically do, because this creates neck muscle strength. I look up to the ceiling on the left side. And if you want to take it up another level, you can grab left hand onto the lower left leg for a quad stretch. Now, if you look at my knee's up and pointing towards the ceiling. So I want to loosen the grip, lower the leg down so it's more in line with my body, and then pull the leg back. And now I feel the quad stretching quite nicely. I'm going to close my eyes. This might feel a little bit awkward, but oops, here goes the blood. Slowly, let's go back to the neutral position, down on the belly, and switch, and we go to the other side. So I'm going to roll onto this other side now. And once I've got my body rolled over and it feels fine, it's safe, it's a nice movement, the right arm comes back. And you can rest your head down if you'd like. I keep my head up. And then I'm going to bend that right knee, capture the lower right leg if possible. And soften the grip, lower the knee down, draw the leg back, and now you'll feel that quad stretch. Keep the knee low so that the femur bone is more in line with the hip. And we come back to center position. Okay, good stuff. Again, lying on your belly, lift the shoulders off the floor, chest off the floor a little bit. Bring the elbows in front of you. And you want to be in a position where you can hold on to either elbow. Okay, so either elbow. Let's bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. And then we extend the arms out in front of us with the hands out, just like if you were going to do a push-up. So the balance of control here is in the forearms. Then you're going to tuck your toes under behind you. Lift your right knee off the floor. Lift your left knee off the floor. And now move into a forearm plank. Lift. And stop. And then you're going to go a little higher. So you're going to lift your bum a little bit higher than you normally would. And then you're going to lower it a little bit normally than you would, go lower, and then you're going to go up and down and up and down. Core activation. Good stuff. And then we're going to find more neutral position. So holding here. Now take your left hand to the right elbow. Turn your body off to the side for side plank. Lift your right arm up. Now we lift the hips up and we lower them down. And we lift and we lower and we lift and we lower. Then we get into a neutral position and hold. Look up and breathe. Hold. Let's go back to neutral plank position. Right hand to left elbow. Turn the other direction. Left arm up. Side plank. And then the hips go up and the hips go down. My AirPods keep jumping out. Up and down, nice and slow. Activating obliques, the core muscles as well, as you go up and down. Now find neutral position and hold that. Stuff. Back to the forearm plank. And we're going to hold this for 10, 9, and you can make it spicier by maybe lifting a leg. How about lifting both legs? Super spicy. Just kidding, can't do that one. So here we hold. And another 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come down to the floor, alligator position. This time, one hand on top of the other. Turn your feet so that they face in. Legs a little wider, and then head down. This is a great reset pose. Back to breathing. And now we're gently going to come up. And from here, we're moving into frog pose. My legs are already in this position. Really good for your hips. You're going to come up. So in this position, I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. The knees are pretty wide. The feet are turned in. Okay? So that's the position. And then if you start to sit back, you'll feel this quite a bit. The more forward you sit, the less you feel it. So you want to ease your way back, adjust the width of the knees, turn those feet in, and then when you feel a pretty good sense of tension, probably a good 4 or 5 out of 10, 10 being the most, then you relax, come down to your forearms, close your eyes, move back into your breathing, and allow this exaggerated external hip rotation to take place. You're trying to soften inside the groin space as you contract the glutes behind you to outwardly rotate the thigh. Deep breathing to assist with the posture. Again, this can be quite juicy. Downright spicy for some of us, especially if you carry tension in the hip space. Frog pose is generally held for at least 2 minutes, upwards of even 10, which is really the next level. We're not going to do that today, just a couple minutes here, maybe 90 seconds or so. Now shift your weight forward just so you come out of tension, so you feel the difference. Come out of tension, come forward. You may feel the blood flowing back into that space. And then go back. Adjust your position so it's just a little bit more dialed up as we go back. Then you close your eyes and move right back into your controlled breathing through the nose, deeply into the belly, with a long full exhale. Okay, then you're going to come forward one more time just to release the pose. Let the blood flow go into the space. And we're going to sit back one more time. I'm going to be here for 60 seconds or so. Close your eyes, back to deep breathing. 6 or 7 breaths should take you to about a full minute. Each breath taking 10 seconds. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. That's 1. Do it 6 times. Very good. Slow, deep breathing. And good stuff. Forward. Let's go forward. Come out of this position. Back into table. And from tabletop, I'm going to move my position, body position, into high plank, straight arms. Extend one leg, extend the other leg. High plank position, take a breath in, and then downward facing dog is where we're going next. Send your hips up, and this will be our inverted V shape. Like the letter V, but upside down. Feel free to move around a little bit. Rotate your body a bit side to side. And then we're going to walk our feet forward all the way to the hands. Stand up just to a halfway lift position, straight spine. You can bring your hands to rest onto your shin or onto your thighs. Look down to the floor and try to extend the top of your head forward. So you're making your neck really long. Think about a long, elegant neck here. Straight spine. Hold. And again, fold your body in half as far as you can go. Grab onto opposite elbows, tuck your head down, and move a little bit side to side. It's going to be in this ragdoll position. Think about a ragdoll. Get really heavy. Bring your chest close to your thighs. Back to deep breathing. Lower back and hamstring stretch here should feel pretty good. Your feet are rooted to support your body weight. And then we can just stretch out and hover a little bit here in the wind as we go side to side. Bring the hands down to the floor. I'm going to just quickly reset. I'm going to bring the hands behind my lower back. Interlace your fingers. Bend your elbows so you can bring your palms to touch. And then we're going to straighten the arms out as much as I can. Bring the chest a little close to my thighs and lift the arms up and overhead. Look between your legs to the room behind you. Try and lift those arms up high, and notice if you've got a lot of weight into your toes, move the weight back into your heels. It'll allow you to fold with a bit more range of motion. Let the hands go down to the floor. Stand up all the way this time. Stand up. Reach the arms up, all the way up and overhead. Nice job. You're going to grab onto the right wrist, and just a little bit of a side tip over to the left side. Look up to where you are reaching to. Come back to center. Switch the grip, the left wrist, but this time I'm going to tip to the right. Come back to a neutral position. Good stuff. Drop the arms down to the floor. Okay, this time I'm going to cross the right leg over the left. Again, you're locking your thighs together. Your toes face forward, interlace your fingers, press the palms to straighten the arms, now up. The intention here is I'm pressing up to get straight elbows, get really long, and then I'm going to tip to the right. And again, notice the balance action here. Hold, up to center, over to the left. And I really am trying to avoid looking down. Keep my spine straight. Come back to center. Nice job. Arms down. Switch your legs, just like switch. Interlace your fingers in a different way. So if you do them one way, you're going to do them the other way. So it feels a little awkward this time. Again, press the palms forward. Reach up. Tip to the left this time. Now palms face straight up to the ceiling. Get those arms straight, long, long. Think about a candlestick, really, a long shape here. Back to center, over to the right side. And back to center position. Arms down, uncross your legs. Good stuff. All right, gang, we're going to move through a series of movements that's a bit modified. A lot of fun to do, and I'm going to do it nice and slow with you for the first one. We'll do left and right side, and then after that, we're just going to pick up the pace a little bit, okay? So we're going to stand at the top of the yoga mat. Before we do that, I need a sip of water. Maybe you do too. I'm not calling breaks, but I need a break. Yeah, okay, good stuff. Okay, now that we're all set, we're going to go back to the top of the yoga mat. Lift the arms up high and take a nice big breath in. And then we fold at that hip crease, so we're going to fold all the way down. Bring chest to thighs, hands to the floor. Lift halfway, straighten your spine out. You're going to step the right leg back, bring the knee down, point your toes. So adjust the position if you want to just get a bit of separation here. And now we're going to lift the arms up and cactus the arms. Okay, so you're just basically going to bend the elbows. And then you're going to press your weight forward. Draw back just a little bit as you come out of tension. We're working the right upper thigh here. We're going to go a little bit further. Bring your hands down to frame the left foot. Keep your hands where they are, but sit back, maybe pull the left toes off the floor. We're going to stretch the hamstrings on the left side. Shift your weight forward. Keep your hands down, but press your pelvis forward. So I'm going to really stretch out that right upper thigh. Come back one more time. Keep those fingers reaching forward, hips go back, head down. Okay, you're going to come forward. Lift the arms back into that cactus shape position. Press the pelvis forward. Look up, take a nice big breath. Now you're going to bring your hands down. Take the left leg out of the way. Bring your knees together. Good stuff. Modified push-up. Do that push-up. Straighten the arms for cobra. This is a back bend. Look up. Shift back through child's pose. Inhale through table. Plank. Downward facing dog. Take 2 big breaths here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lift your right leg up. Step the right foot between your thumbs. Bring the left knee down. So again, we adjust to make sure we have some separation here. Bending at the elbows. Press the pelvis forward. Pull the shoulders back a little bit. And now the hands will mirror the right foot. Sit back. Stretch out the quad on the right. Weight shifts forward. Press the pelvis forward. Look up a little bit. Sit back. Forward. Hands off the floor. Back to the cactus position. The shoulders come back. Pelvis goes forward. Look up. Take a nice deep breath. Hands come down. This time step forward. Left foot to meet the right. Lift halfway. Fold to exhale. Stand up nice and tall. Reach your arms overhead. Hands come to touch. Hands come through heart center. And then arms by your side. That was just the right side. Now we're going to do the left side. Okay? Here we go. Arms up. Nice big breath. Fold at that hip crease. Halfway lift. Straight back. Left leg back. Left knee down. Point your toes. And then reach the arms up, cactus those arms, look up and take a nice big breath. Shift your weight forward, mirror the right foot with your hands, then sit back. Shift forward. Sit back. One more time forward. Hands lift, back to cactus arms again. Shoulders back, pelvis goes forward. Bit of a back bend, nice big breath. Hands to the floor, right leg moves out of the way. Bring your knees together, push up. Back bend, child's pose. Table, plank, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths in downward facing dog position. And then you're going to lift the left leg up and step it through. Bring the right knee down. Lift the arms. Bit of a back bend as I press my pelvis forward. Pull the shoulders back. Belly stays tight here. And then hands to the floor. Sit back. Stretch out that hamstring left side. Weight forward, pelvis forward. I'm going to sit back one more time. Shift your weight forward, hands off the floor, cactus arms. Press pelvis forward, shoulders back, nice back bend here, take a big breath. Hands to the floor, right foot comes forward to meet the left. Halfway lift. Fold to exhale. Reach up, rise up. And again, bring the hands back to heart center. Okay, good stuff. Now we're going to pick that up. We're going to do exactly the same thing, right and left, but a little bit quicker. And I should remember this. I sometimes don't remember. This is a really interesting flow to remember, but I should be okay. Okay, here we go. I use my old age as my excuse. Nice big breath in, forward fold. Nice job. Halfway lift, right leg back. Reach up, take a nice big breath in. Hands down, sit back. Come forward, arms up, hands down, left leg out of the way, onto your knees, do that push up, dog, a little bit of a up dog back bend here, back through child's pose, come through table, plank, downward facing dog, right foot forward, step forward, left knee down. Reach the arms up. Come back. And this time move right forward, left. To meet the right, halfway lift. Fold to exhale. Reach up, rise up. Nice big breath. Forward fold, come down. Halfway lift. Left leg steps back, left knee comes down. Arms lift. Press your pelvis forward. Hands come down, send the hips back. Right side, stretch here for the hams, and then back. Arms up. Hands down, get the right leg out of the way. Knee to knee, push up. Up dog, take a big breath. Child's pose. Shift your weight forward. Table, plank, take a breath in, left leg steps forward, right knee comes down, and arms go up, hands come down, sit back, stretch out the hand on left side, weight to shift forward, arms up, hands to the floor, step forward this time. Halfway lift. Fold to exhale, chest to thighs. Reach up, rise up, take a nice big breath in. And forward fold as you go down all the way. Halfway lift. Left leg back, right leg back. And then we're going to slowly start to finish this off. All right, this next movement, oh yeah, we're almost there. Next movement is a 90-90 position of your legs. So what we're going to do here is get our legs into 90-90 position. Bend at the front, bend at the back. Let's try and sit up as tall as we can and then lean our body weight forward. Now I'm going to support myself a little bit because I'm leaning off to one side. So I'm going to try and stay as upright as I can and then shift my body weight forward, flexing both feet. Nice little stretch here, feels pretty good. About 45 seconds or so is how long we will maintain this. And then I come up through more neutral position, and this is a nice position because we can just turn and go the other side. It's pretty cool. Okay, so just over the other side. 90-90, sit up tall, rotate the shoulders to the front of the class, and then, or excuse me, the front of your mat, and then shift your body weight forward. Also, lower back stretch here. Most of us, that's where we're going to feel this. And back into that neutral position, and then we're going to come into a seated position. I'm going to use a block, and the block for me just helps for me to sit in a more cross-legged position. Okay, so let's sit up nice and tall. Use a block if you like, or just sit onto the floor. We're going to take the knees nice and wide and have the arms resting onto your legs. Good stuff. We want to sit fairly tall here, and we're going to just turn the head to the right side. A little bit of a stretch here on the open side. So I said to the right and I went to the left. I'm used to doing the opposite to everybody else. Go the other way, whichever way you went, go the other way. Yeah, back through center. Look straight up to the ceiling, as far as you can go without moving your ribcage at all. Start to look forward until you can tuck your chin into your chest. Now you're going to come back to the center. Now we will go to the left. I'll follow you. So we go to the left. I'm going to exaggerate this movement a lot. And then I'm going to drop my left ear to left shoulder and peek up at the ceiling, all the way up and behind me as I do a head circle in a very slow fashion. Big sweeping head circle, then look down, drag your chin across your chest. You want to really feel this go all the way around. I'm going to do this 3 times. Maybe close your eyes or make your eyes heavy. Tap into the sensation of this full range of motion as best as you're able to do. And then go back to neutral position. Good stuff. Take a quick little break there for a second. Then you're going to go to the right. Keep on going. You've got lots of room. Keep going, keep going. And then when the head stops, you're going to drop the ear to shoulder. Peek up as you gaze up at the ceiling. Way as far as you can, exaggerate it, look down, drag your chin across your chest, and then we do 3 times the other way. This is great, by the way, if you happen to be on computers a lot, or if you carry tension in your neck like I do. You can do this as many times through the course of the day as you like. Do it slow, full range of motion, it feels really good. Come back to center position. Great job. All right, gang, that is our practice for today. I hope you enjoyed the movement. Hope you're feeling good, and I hope to see you next time. Hands together, hands up. Namaste to you all. Have a great day.